build a movement. I'm going to teach you my success formula that is tested and proven, and we know that it's going to work. And I'm going to draw something for you today that I hopefully that this makes sense. This is what I call the momentum method, and it's a simple loop, right? It's a simple loop that helps you create a coaching business that is going to change lives. Okay, so there are 4 steps in this loop, and the first one is to find your guide. So the person, the who, find your guide. So find your guide. Okay, step 1 is find your guide. Remember, this is going to be a loop because you are going to continue this process as we go through. So finding your guide, what does that mean? All right, there's somebody out there who has already created your coaching program that you're looking to build, right? We're not trying to create a coaching offer that is brand new. Nobody has ever seen it before. Find somebody who has tested it, proven it, done it before, and then you need to not copy it, but model it for your own program. And then you have something that already works. So you're going to find your guide, the person or people. Maybe there's several of them that you already follow on your line, on your socials, and you're like, man, they're doing some awesome things. I would love to be teaching this. Or maybe you're saying, wow, I already know this stuff. I could be teaching this, right? So you're going to evaluate what they do, what they teach, what their programs look like. Go to their sales page, their copy. What lured you into their program? What got you interested in them, right? So this is for someone who's already built their coaching business and movement that you want. You want that program. Maybe you've invested in that program and you've done that program successfully, and maybe your next chapter is actually teaching the same or similar program to other people. That's what I did. I started with a successful online business coach, and she helped me build a program where I help women find confidence after toxic relationships. Not only confidence, but live their dream life, do amazing things, build their online businesses, be able to become financially independent on their own. A lot of these women, they had a hard time leaving toxic relationships, and a lot of them were financially strained. That was my story. So then once I got out into what I call Dream Island, right? Your people are on Hell Island and you want to take them to Dream Island. And once I got to Dream Island, I realized this was something I could teach other people and impact the world. So what I did was I found, well, who are the people that I followed? Who were the guides that I followed to help me to get to this result I had in my life? And then people would come up to me and they would say, how did you do it? How did you get there? I'm so stuck. Then I was able to create an offer to them to help them get to the Dream Island. Now that I've done that successfully, I have created an online business. My online business was that offer. And now, because I know how to create an offer, I'm able to teach you how to create your own offer. So what I always like to say is niche for now. I know a lot of coaches teach niche down. Yes, you do, but just for now. Don't think that this is a life sentence and that it's the only thing that you'll ever do. This is just a niche for now, something that you're focusing on now. And then when you've had that chapter in your life and you're like, I think I'm ready for the next thing, you repeat it, you do it again. That's a cycle. All right, so the next step in this, after you find your guide, you want to launch before you're ready, okay? So it's launch, L-A-U-N, before, let me get to the right side, you're ready. So that is step 2. Okay, so after you find your guide, you're going to launch before you're ready. Why do we not want to be ready, right? Well, because if you wait to be ready, you'll never feel ready. So I want you to stop planning. I want you to start building. I want you to put your first offer out there. I want you to create content that attracts the right people, the people that would be interested in it. I want you to throw perfectionism out the window. Stop trying to be perfect. This is just how you were raised. You were born to think, oh, I need to be perfect before I implement anything. I don't know why that is something of most people my age feel that way. Okay, you are not alone. They're like, I've been a perfectionism my whole life. I've been a perfectionist. I need to have everything together before I take the next step forward. That is a fear tactic that was instilled into us to not be able to take action. We have certain things that were fed to us by our schools, by our society, by our family members, no fault of their own. Like, teachers are fantastic, but they're under this system that schools are going to teach us everything. But what does a school actually teach you, right? It teaches you to get stuck and have to go to a 9-to-5 job and go to school. All these things that are probably going to be irrelevant within the next few years. Like, how big is college really going to be? And I'm someone who went to college because I felt like that was something I had to do. People were telling me, like, you have to go to college, don't skip it. Well, I went, and I don't even use it in what I do today. And my kids, once 10 years from now, how relevant is college really going to be? So the most successful entrepreneurs, okay, because one of the rules of wealth is speed. You have to take action. You have to take massive action to achieve greatness. So you have no other option if you want to be successful except to launch before you are ready. Okay, so that's the second step. Now, the third step after that is to get feedback. Get feedback. So you found your guide. Who are you going to model after? You've launched before you're ready, because if you don't take action, you're just going to stay stuck forever. And now you're going to get feedback, but not just get any feedback. You are going to get feedback from the right people. Okay, why do I say you're not just going to get any feedback? Is because you're going to ask your friends, your family, what do you think? And they're going to tell you, I support you, I love you. Or they're going to say, you're doing this crazy thing. Why are you doing a new project? Why are you doing this? They're going to question you. Then you're going to question yourself. Then you're not going to come to them when you have the next new idea, because then you're scared of what they're going to say. Get feedback. Once you have found your guide, you've modeled your program, you've launched before you're ready, get feedback from the right people. Okay, so here's what I did specifically. I built my program. I launched it before I was ready. And I got feedback from coaches, from experts who have done this before, to be able to say, this is what's working for you, this is what is not working for you. Why was that so important? Because when I was building my online offer to help coaches create their own offers, what I knew was how I did it. I knew the steps that I took. I knew what my gift was. I knew how to help a woman get out of a toxic relationship and live a more happiest, joyful life and find peace after that. And I knew how to do that. And a lot of you have gifts you know how to do, you know how to teach them, but do you know how to re-implement after getting the right feedback of what needs to change or what needs to be transformed in your own business, in your own offer? So you've launched it, you either got people or you didn't get people. And then you need to figure out why. What worked? What didn't work? Why was it a complete fail and nobody signed up? Which, hey, it happens. I've had experience in that. Why did only one person buy? Why did 5 buy when my goal was to make 20K in this launch? Whatever that is, you need a coach who has been there. Okay, so if they are saying I can get you to 100K and they haven't reached 100K yet, that is not the right people that you get feedback from. You want feedback from somebody who has actually done the thing before you are doing it. Okay? Don't go to friends and family and say, hey, you have a successful liquor store, for example. You know how to run a business. How do I, who am helping women become happy and peaceful and joyful after a toxic relationship? How do I get clients? That is not the same person that you want to talk to and answer that question for you, okay? You want somebody who is a step ahead, someone who has already lived the process, somebody who has already achieved the result that you are looking to achieve, okay? All right, so now we're moving on to the fourth step. After find your guide, after launch before you are ready, and after get feedback from the right people, we are going to refine and level up. So refine and level up. Okay. Refine means we're going to change what is not working. We're going to get more clear from the people, the right people, the coaches, the mentors that can help you. And you're going to refine what you are launching. You're going to change how your copy is, how your messaging is, how you are showing up online. You're going to change maybe the people that you are attracting. That might need to change. You might need to change how you are presenting yourself online. There's so many different things that you might need to change that your coach, your mentor is going to say, hey, this works. What you did it. Or this piece of what you did works, but this piece needs to change. And a lot of times what is so wild is, number one, it might not just be the mentor that helps you. It might be one of your peers in the container or program that you're in, which is wildly familiar to me, okay? A lot of times it's somebody who is sitting across from you and they're like, hey, wait, when that happened to me, this is what I did, and I got a whole bunch of other sales. So not, is it always the actual mentor, but sometimes it's a peer that is on that same playing field as you that is saying, hey, I've had this happen to me, but because you guys are in the right room together, right? If you didn't have that coach, that mentor, you would never have been in the right room together, but now you're in the right room together and she's a step ahead of you and she says, hey, refine this, change this. We're going to level up your offer. We're going to make it even greater. That's when momentum happens. That's when you change it and you get 6 people, you get 8 people, you get 10 people. You're making 20K months. You're making 30K months. You are refining, you are leveling up your offer. And a lot of times it's just a little turn of the knob, right? You know, sometimes when you're like at a new house or apartment and you're trying to unlock the door and the key's not fully taking and you're not able to unlock it. And then you're like, oh, I just need to slightly turn the knob. A lot of times that is what is needed for your offer. That's what's needed for your launch. Just a little tweak. Maybe it's the delivery, how you are delivering it that needs to be fixed, right? A coach can go from your whole funnel, from top down, how you are speaking, what your offer looks like, what your messaging looks like, what your delivery looks like. And they can make the small adjustments that are going to create massive results. All right. And that progress that you get, it compounds. It compounds because once you turn that key just slightly more, the door unlocks. It opens. You are in, right? And that compounds. It opens up to a whole lot of other things. And once you sell your program to one person, there's a million of other people out there just like them that need your offer. So maybe maybe those people weren't in the room. Maybe it's the people that you are attracting and you need to attract more of that certain person. All right. So why is this a circle? Why is this the momentum method? Because once you start this, it keeps going. The momentum method, because once you start this, it keeps going, right? You're going to continue to level up and refine your offer, and then you're going to be ready for the next level. And sometimes that guide that you are with, that mentor, that coach, they might not be the one you need to stay with, right? When I started with my first initial coach, she was fantastic. She served for what I needed at the time. 6 years later, I got around this wheel a little too many times. My momentum was dying. I needed a new coach to take me to the next level. And that's when you find your next guide. And then you launch again because now you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm launching to these higher level CEOs. I need to do this before I'm ready. and you do it before you're ready, and then you get feedback from the higher level coach, and then they help you refine, they help you level up. The people in this room are different than the people in your first phases of the room. And this continues over and over and over. This is not this is not a luck. This is not luck. This is a strategic formula to success, right? This is not, oh, I got lucky here. No, we intentionally went with a coach that could get us results. We were intentional about, this is what I'm launching. I'm doing it scared, and I'm going to get feedback. And then I'm going to reintegrate. And then I'm going to get the next level coach. This is the momentum method, okay? So listen, you don't need more time. You don't need a better launch. You need to do it scared. You need to stop standing still, because the real enemy that is holding you back is you. If you have a problem in your life and you sit there and complain about it over and over again, you are part of the problem. And I say that kindly. I say that with a great heart, because this is me at times. I'm like, oh, I keep not being able to figure this out. Well, maybe I don't have the right mentor. I need to change the mentor. Oh, I am not being successful with this launch. I don't have everything laid out for this launch. You need to launch before you're ready. You need to do it scared. Okay? So momentum, it creates action. Movement creates action. Action is going to give you feedback. The feedback is going to create growth, and growth creates momentum. Okay? So I hope you guys found this useful. Once you get to leveling up and succeeding over and over again, you're going to have freedom and impact like you had never imagined. It's going to be fantastic, not just for you, but for the world. So I hope you found this useful. I love you guys. God bless. Take a screenshot so you've got this. This is the method you follow. Take care. Bye.